Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. Tonight's reaction is coming from Kadisha Lynn on YouTube. Um she she used to be on TikTok. Y'all know her from probably most of y'all probably know her from TikTok, but she came to YouTube. Y'all remember when TikTok was got shut down for that half a day or whatever, and then she came over and she just went, I mean, yeah. But anyway, that's Kadisha Lynn. Hey, Dara. And did y'all know that Diddy had a darn they was investigating Diddy way back when, y'all. Kadisha Lynn then went and found some from I think she said 2013. And they was asking Diddy about him and some boys, right? Not just Diddy, it was other people they was asking about. But anyway, I just saw it just now, y'all. I've been resting a little bit, but anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and let her rip. I'm gonna let her rip because she got a lot of other stuff. 2006. Well, anyway, it was a long time ago. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. And then watch who they was asking about it. And I wonder if that person really knew, if they was having them during parties back in the day and everything we know now, I wonder was it happening like that far back as far as Diddy goes, you know? So, but the person they asked, I forgot his name. I was thinking about Chubbs, but no. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all see it. Here we go.
Know that the feds were trying to investigate Diddy years ago. The other day, I came across an article talking about how the feds were asking certain questions, trying to investigate Diddy for allegedly messing with younger boys. And the man that alleged that this is the questions that he was being asked by the feds about Diddy was none other than Jimmy Henchman. Back in the early 2000s,
Yeah, Jimmy Henchman. Dang, y'all. When did Justin Bieber get with the Diddy group? Go to Flavor Camp, Diddy Camp, that. Look, Diddy look just like that back then? I don't know. Let's just keep it going.
Jimmy Henchman was caught up trafficking illegal substances, and it was a federal offense. And he met with prosecutors multiple different times, trying to reach a deal to get less time on his sentence. And one of the things that he alleged is they asked him if he had any information about Diddy dealing with young boys. Let me tell you, when I came across the first article, I started digging into this because I was so shocked that I have never heard about this before. To my surprise, when I dug into this, I was able to find in these articles an affidavit where Jimmy Henchman was saying that this did in fact happen and the prosecutors were trying to question him about Diddy. This court document that was in many of these articles right back in
And that's why I like her because she find the court documents, so she ain't gonna report on it. You know what I mean? That's why she loves. I don't know why she didn't go to be a lawyer. She might be going now. I don't know. But she says this is her favorite thing to do is going through court documents.
in 2013 about Diddy being investigated by the Fed for allegedly messing with young boys had these court papers in it. And it says on October 11th, 2011, the defendant reluctantly went to a proffer with the government with the same arresting agents and prosecutors that the defendant mentioned above. And after the third proffer session, the defendant told Mr. Shigel that he didn't trust or feel comfortable as the agents and prosecutors kept asking him about crimes of violence that the defendant knew nothing about. When the defendant said he didn't know about a certain event that they asked, they accused him of lying. At one point, the prosecutor started leading their questions, trying to get the defendant to confess to things that he knew nothing about. Claim one of those questions was about a man who was unalived, and they kept asking the defendant about it because others told them that the defendant did it. The proper session
Who? Who was unalived in 2013? Do you know, Deborah? Who was it? Tupac? Was it Biggie? It was a man unalived in 2013, and they saying that they think the dang, I done got all darn tongue tied. I was trying hard not to bite my tongue. I rather look crazy than bite my tongue. I'm gonna tell you that. But who was it? Biggie or Tupac that was had passed on by was unalived rather by 213 because they're asking the defendant. They said they think the defendant had something to do with it or did it. Okay, I don't know who it was. Dang it. Let me see.
This became more awkward
He don't.
with the
He don't
defendant when
say.
prosecutor Todd Kamsky asked the defendant in a room full of agents about a woman and started showing him unclothed pictures of a different woman to him. The questions became even more bizarre when said prosecutor asked about entertainers' preferences, including but not only Sean Combs having relationships with underage boys. As you can see, James Roseman, that is Jimmy Henchman's real name, and this is saying that this is an affidavit by him. Proffers became more coercive for the defendant as prosecutors and agents would say, if you give us a unaliving, look at it as a point system, and then the unaliving being the most points that you can get. Any other crimes are lesser points for us to argue in front of the judge for you to get a time reduction. Maybe you will go home. And like, I'm literally shocked that this was all over in 2013.
Did we have the internet back then? 213, 2013. I don't even know, y'all. I don't know. If so, I didn't have one. Dang. Look at all that. Evidently not, because it would have been all over.
Like, it was being covered by so many people, and this is
Dang.
just a few. People were really shocked that Jimmy Henchman was admitting that federal prosecutors were asking him about Diddy messing with younger boys. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked that I have never heard of this before until literally the other day. And I'm really curious. I want to know why they were asking this question. It seems like not even Jimmy Henchman himself figured out why the prosecutors, in fact, wanted to ask this question about Diddy, because he told them that he never knew about anything like that. Just when you think the craziness of the Diddy trial is finally over, it just keeps on going. We have a few things to talk about. We have Gina Hunn now speaking out after she wrote that letter for Diddy, even though his bail got denied anyway for being a violent person, now saying, "You are sheeps. Act like I can't forgive a man I once loved. I'm not going to kick him while he's down because y'all want me to." Baby girl, this was not the way to write this, because we all do remember you accusing Diddy of kicking you when you were down while you were pregnant. Don't even know you. The LOL, goofies. I'ma always have his back. I've never been the type of person to follow crowds and trends. I'm not a follower. I am at no means one that condones talk like this, but Gina saying that she is not a follower is absolutely crazy after Young Miami was saying the stuff that she was saying to Gina. Yeah, I know you guys remember when Young Miami was telling Gina, if I wanted you to eat, Diddy would have you on your knees. You're an eater. Gina, you...
Oh my God. Y'all know I had to stop it. Y'all know I did. KADISHALYNN, I know she uncomfortable. She don't talk like this, y'all, but it's Miami said that to that girl, and she still. I just been like, hey, tell Miami to write the note. Tell her to write it. But Gina, I got a feeling, girl, you going with Diddy. Y'all ain't gonna be together, but y'all gonna be able to send each other kites, maybe. I don't know.
Been down bad ever since I came into the picture. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a bee that eat, and when he feel like it, you an eater. And Gina proceeds to say, free Diddy. but she is really out here making herself look like a whole fool right now. As
Yeah.
victim number 3, Gina better just hope if she told the feds anything, it stays consistent to what she's saying now, because if not, she might just end up next to Diddy. Next thing we have is all Diddy's attorneys
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
down all of the sudden and doing tons and tons of interviews. I honestly don't know if this is like a PR thing or what is going on, but I've already seen 3 of Diddy's attorneys doing interviews about Diddy's case and his sentencing, and even talking about.
And they all saying different things. One said, "Oh no, we ain't asked for no pardon," but the Westmoreland said, "Yes, we are," and then and then the other time out, Diddy gonna have a concert in Madison Square Garden. He gonna pack it out, and I don't know what's still at. But the point of the matter is, they all got different stories. They all around. Mark, the lead attorney said, Mark Garrigo said, "No, we're not asking for. We haven't asked for a pardon. No, we haven't." Meanwhile, Westmoreland saying yes, they have. Okay.
About Donald Trump's pardon. Diddy's lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, sat down and he was speaking about all of these different things. And he said when Diddy gets out, he had his mind on selling out Madison Square Garden. And I can't even lie, this part was hilarious because this was the interviewer's face. And she goes, "Doing what?" Really feel like this is why we're seeing all of Diddy's lawyers doing interviews all of a sudden. I really feel like they're trying to clean up Diddy's image. Another very contradicting thing that came out today from all of these attorneys sitting down and doing interviews is that Diddy's lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said that he's never been in talks with Donald Trump or the White House about a pardon for Diddy, even though one of Diddy's lawyers on his legal team, Nicole Westmoreland, stated the day before that they were in talks with the White House and Donald Trump asking for a pardon for Diddy. Not gonna lie, Diddy's lead attorney Mark being asked about this question, it was very weird in the interview. Even the interviewer asked, "Are you telling me the truth?" And he kept saying yes. She even brought up the fact that Nicole Westmoreland just stated that they were in talks with Donald Trump or the White House for a potential pardon, but he kept assuring that him himself as the lead attorney was never involved in any talks with the White House or knew anything about a potential pardon. And I'm not the only one that felt like this was very odd. Even the interviewer said, as the lead attorney, "You don't know anything about this?" And he still said no. But he did say Diddy has brought it up and told him, "Go get that pardon." I feel like all of this stuff happening right now is just a dang mess and everybody is all over the place. I don't know what is happening. But honestly, with this whole Diddy case, it doesn't surprise me. All let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Yeah, I like KADISHALYNN though, but yeah, that was a whole mess. Whole mess. Yeah, I don't know who they was talking about in 2013. Maybe it's just somebody that we don't really know. Shoot, yeah. And me too. I had every hairstyle Prince had. I had. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. And we'll cry. That was my first concert ever when I was younger. Oh, yeah. But anyway, y'all, them attorneys are they are like uh, going back and forth with each other. Like you stay out you don't give an interview unless I say give an interview, because we gotta at least talk about it first. And yeah, because they was all like one saying yeah, the other one at the same time saying no, and then when they put it together, they all looking crazy. But what's still at? I ain't seen him. Maybe he's somewhere helping somebody down in his city, because I believe they need him down there. I believe something happened. I'm not gonna cover that though, but something happened. I believe they need him down there. And I'm trying to find out what happened to the rat man. You know, I ain't gonna say his name, but his real name is Gregory. I'm trying to figure out where he at. What happened yesterday in court? All right. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here, y'all, and I might run across it. Who knows? So thank you, Deborah, for coming to keep me company as always. I ain't seen what's his name in 2 days. Robert, I think. Robert. Yeah, I ain't seen him in 2 days. I hope he all right. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later, there, bro. All right, and the one in the bushes. All right, see y'all.